Hello and welcome to rainy Bellow Field here in Medford, Massachusetts for a massive NESCAC matchup between the Jumbos of Tufts and the Panthers of Middlebury. Coming into today, the Jumbos come in undefeated with a impressive 11-0 record, 7-0 in the NESCAC. They have had quite the season, but a pretty tough one. Last weekend, they did go to overtime, barely defeating the Wesleyan Cardinals, another top 10 ranked opponent. Marcus, my name is Jake Flossie. I'm joined today by Marcus Apupo. Marcus, can you walk us through the Middlebury schedule coming into this game?
Middlebury schedule coming into this game. Well, hello, folks. Hello, folks. I'm gonna start off with that. The Middlebury schedule has not been easy either.
We are actually going to take a second for the national anthem. We'll be back in a few seconds. All right, and welcome back. Marcus, you were just about to start walking us through the Middlebury schedule. Can you tell us about how Middlebury has done so far this season?
Let's look over Middlebury's record. We can begin with that. Overall, they're 7-5, 5-2 in the conference. Against ranked teams, they are 1-3, but that does not say a lot because they've had some really tough talent to compete with, including number 5 RPI, number 8 Amherst College, and current number 6 Wesleyan University.
7 Wesleyan, 6 Bowdoin.
6 Bowdoin, 7 Wesleyan. That tough game against Wesleyan University is actually their one win. And that's a team that's given Tufts a recent really difficult game. So I'm sure that the Middlebury Panthers are coming in with some confidence knowing that they can compete at such a high level. And that's my recap of their schedule.
Yes, great one. And looking at this Middlebury team, can we take a look at one of the best players in Middlebury history in Billy Curtis? He has been phenomenal. He leads the last game against St. Lawrence. He broke the Middlebury career record for assists with 130. So he will be creating opportunities for this team. He also leads the team in both goals and assists and has the record for single game assists. So he is a player that they can look to create opportunities for themselves, to create chances as a team. So Billy Curtis is definitely a player we'll be watching today. What are some other keys that Middlebury will be hoping to get well done today in this game, Marcus?
In order to compete, Middlebury has to keep assisting. That's how they have been winning most of their games against their opponents. They've been leading their games with 89 assists as opposed to opponents with 65. Yes, they've been scoring more points, but these team effort goals have really set them apart, and we can see that with assist leaders on their squad. We also see that Middlebury is a little bit lacking in discipline when it comes to penalties. They have, I believe it's 22 penalty minutes compared to their opponent's 16 minutes and 30 seconds. So as long as they stay away from the flags, they should be good.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for the face-off here. It's going to be Merrill versus Monroe. Merrill scoops it up. Finds Rigneri. The Jumbos look to start off this game strong. Rigneri cuts in, fires. Great save, though, from the Middlebury keeper. That would be Kern, as the Panthers look to clear. Rigneri trying to get to the scoreboard early, but Kern is there.
Those quick goals can just gather so much momentum for a team.
Panthers clear with DeMille. Cycling back behind the restraining line. Plenty of space for Jamin. Jamin, another prolific assister, 30-plus assists in his last 2 seasons, as he looks to cut in. Long-range shot from Thorndike is saved as the Jumbos look to clear.
I believe it's Thorndike.
Thorndike, sorry. Jumbos continue rotating around. Regneri with it now. Shot goes just wide, and it will be Panthers.
Great hustle from the Panthers defense there, staying on your toes. Winning these possessions, keeping Tufts from having sort of a long time in the offensive zone is important.
Panthers clearing now. Taking some contact was Jamin. White now with it. Hickey. A lot of pressure from the Jumbos defense. McCarthy now behind the goal to Curtis. That assist machine. Cutting in now. Missed pass though from the Panthers. Will go off the Jumbos as the Panthers retain the ball. White tries to take it himself. Forced to recycle. Forward shot. Saved by Garzone.
Middlebury's drawn 3 slides there. If they keep Tufts moving, they're going to find openings.
Jumbos looking to clear quickly. The feed, but Tagliafieri, or Eddinghausen, sorry, shot is saved. For Soli had the assist there. But well done by Kern. Panthers look to attack quickly. Already a fast-paced game so far, Marcus.
It's a fast-paced game, and it's a fast field.
It's definitely quite slick. Been rainy all day. Not a very pleasant day here in Medford.
Yep, bounce shots are going to be tricky to track, and the ground balls are going to be rolling everywhere. Really not fun.
Panthers continue right around. Curtis tries to find behind the goal. That was DeMille. Shot goes up. It's back to Curtis again. Trying to create something for his team. White now. White second leading goal scorer on this team. Here's Ford. Takes a shot, but it goes wide. The race looks like we'll go Panthers direction. Panthers managing to keep possession for a little while here. Shot clock will reset to 60.
Pick coming in.
White using the pick, takes the shot, but Garzone is there for it. Jumbos with the clear quickly. Pushing up now is for Soli. Sam for Soli. Shot taken, but will go off the cage. And the Panthers will win the race. And the Panthers will clear now. McCarthy with 2 on him. Beats the Jumbos ride. The shot taken. Bouncing off the turf was Hickey's shot, but it does go over the net. Panthers retain possession. Curtis now at the X. Running over GLE's Curtis. Heavily pressed by the Jumbos defense. Several stick checks here, but Panthers holding on strong. Tries the pinch, but the Panthers keep possession. Hickey running. Finds Curtis. Curtis squaring off with his man. Shot taken from Hickey. Garzone there again.
We're already seeing the passing offense from Middlebury stand out. It's prolific. I mean, you see how they've spent much more of the offensive time in their offensive zone as opposed to Tufts spending their quick. They've been all only a quick attempts, really.
Jumbo's
at the
looking
net.
to score really immediately once they get the ball. Kelly now. Kelly taking on his man. Cutting around. Resets to Emsing. Jumbo's behind the goal.
Roll. Dish.
We'll reset to Igneri. Back to Kelly. There's Emsing again. Finds the Jumbo at the X. Cuts in. Shot, but it goes just wide. Jumbo's will retain possession, though. That was a shot from Brooks Hauser. Here's Igneri. Hauser. Emsing coming in. Back behind the goal. 10 to shoot. Shot taken with the side net. It was Emsing's shot. Panthers escape. Jumbo's much slower offense this time, Marcus.
I know. Maybe they're taking a note from Middlebury's book.
Middlebury fails to clear, goes to the Jumbos, but the Jumbos also missed the pass. Ground ball right now picked up by the Jumbos. Ben Clark. Emsing now. At the top. Regneri. Still Regneri. Stick checked. Takes the shot. And what do you know? Jack Regneri shoots. He scores. Same old story.
Right over the top. Great dodge. Coming, just sweeping across left to right. Pings the top left corner because he's making the goal. He step to the left, and then he leaves that extra part of the goal open.
Regneri with his 35th goal this season. He leads the team in goals, yet still, even after missing 3 games this season, he is a prolific attacker. We will return to the faceoff. It will be Monroe versus, I believe that is Merrill. Monroe, quite the strong faceoff man himself. 6 faceoff wins and 6 ground balls off of the Middlebury career record. He has been prolific. Faceoff, fighting off. And Monroe knocks Merrill down. It will be a foul. Jumbos will win the faceoff. Ben Frisoli. Jumbos rotate back. Charlie Tagliaferri here. He tries cutting in through the alley. Held off by the Panthers. His shot goes wide. Looks like the Jumbos will run the race. It's Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen here. 60 shoot for the Jumbos. Tagliaferri. Back to Regneri. Kelly, NESCAC Player of the Week. And his shot saved by Kern. I think ricocheted off of possibly his stick. Hard to tell from here.
I don't know if it got to the goal. Could have hit a defender.
Also possible. The Middlebury bench is sort of in the way of my vision here. But we are trying our best here. Kelly now at the top. Heavy defense. And his pass goes far from Regneri. And the Panthers will escape here.
Panthers are really clamping down. This is impressive defense from them.
After a failed clear attempt last time, Panthers will look to clear successfully here.
Competing against
Jumbo's pressure very high. Sorry, Marcus, what were you saying there?
They've got to match Tufts' clear game. Tufts leads in clearing. I believe they have a .921 success rate.
It is the best in all of Division 3, so it's going to be a tough one to match. But this Jumbo's team certainly not one to make many mistakes on the clear. Panthers now will get their chance at offense, hoping to respond to that Jumbo goal. Coming in now, Jamin.
Fumbled pass.
Ground ball still down. It will be scooped up with the Jumbos. But it looks like it might have gone out of play, so it will be Panthers' ball. Ford goes back to DeMille. Panthers content to cycle right now. White beats his man, but looks back. Space for the shot for Jamin, but Garzone is there. Jumbos look to clear. A lot of pressure on Garzone. But Jumbos are able to find Ayers, who is content to go through, and it will be a goal. Jumbo is working quite quick. Goal for Max Ettinghausen.
That's how Tufts gets their leads. These quick clears and their successful clears, that basically generates their offense.
Yeah, the transition has been very effective for the Jumbos so far, as they're able to exploit the Middlebury defense, not quite in that settled set. Jumbo's able to score quickly. Back to the faceoff. Jumbo's 2-0 in the faceoff so far. Yet to see Monroe really exert his force on this game. That'll be Monroe versus Merrill. It's not Merrill, sorry, that was Salcido, who does win it. Jumbo's blessed with having two very strong faceoff men. Regneri beats his player, but will cycle back to Tagliaferri. Sorry, that's Brooks Hauser. Still Regneri. Jackson Red here, the sophomore. Ettinghausen. Hauser. Pressed hard. Red. Coe now. Ettinghausen's shot saved by the keeper. Kern standing up strong there. Already been very active in this game, both goalkeepers. Panthers look to clear. Spare content to do it himself. Panthers will slow things down here. New Panther in is Farinacci. Ford. McCarthy. Panthers going back and forth across the top here. Sliding. Now it's back out to White. Trying to get back on the board here. Ford still back to White. Struggling to get through the Panthers. Shot from White goes wide right. Panthers will win the race though. 19 to shoot. Ball bouncing around and scooped up by the Jumbo's deep hole. Big switch. Regneri jumping, catches it. Regneri goes low, but defended well by the Panthers. Ground ball still yet to be scooped up. And the Panthers will win that quick offensive possession for the Jumbos. Jumbos really trying to shoot as soon as they get there. Regneri trying to see that opportunity, going low, but Panthers are there for it.
I mean, why not? Got to keep the Panthers on their feet.
Certainly
on their toes.
Keeping them on their toes, they have been. But two successful times, several times have yet to get it to work. But the Panthers will be happy that this has been a pretty tight quarter. Jumbos 2 years ago but did put 8 on them in the first quarter, which was pretty devastating. Panthers cycling around here. Thorndike finds White. Pass almost intercepted, and then that one will be a missed pass.
Passes are slipping today.
No surprise given how wet this turf and ball is. Jumbo's clear very quickly. Long pass from the deep hole, as we now have Frisoli's shot will go just wide. That was Ben Frisoli. Jumbos do have 2 Frisoli, so I will be clarifying Ben or Sam, whoever has it. Regneri with it. Here's Emsing. Gets check. Finds Hauser at the X. Crossing the GLE, tries to shoot in. And a good goal there on the ground from Will Emsing. The sophomore attacker goes down, and Hauser cutting in and finds this player as he falls over, able to slot it behind Kern.
Tufts really like to work behind at the X. And I think that's a little bit different from Middlebury. We just saw a couple of Middlebury offenses going back and forth in the midfield. So I think that Tufts really gets their possessions behind because they take those step downs on the clear.
It will be Merrill versus Monroe here. Monroe shoots it forward. Big fight over on the restraining line. Ball still to the ground. Still bouncing. Looks like it was scooped up there. Still, nope, never mind. Back on the ground. Almost got by Ford, but the Jumbos will knock it loose and win possession. Quite a contested face-off there, to say the least.
Entertaining scrum for sure.
We've already seen the weather having a large impact as balls are just harder to catch. No problem for the Jumbos, though, as they move quickly, finding Cam Del Cristo for the goal.
They still have 1:30 to put up their 8 they put up. What was that, 2 years ago?
I believe it was 2 years ago. I will confirm on that real quick. No, it was actually last year. It was 8-0 first quarter and 2 years ago. So I was right, but both in the NESCAC Championship 2 years ago and last year, 8-0 first quarters for the Jumbos.
All right, well, 4 more to go.
We'll be back to Merrill versus Monroe after a tight one last time. This one pops out behind Monroe.
Whoa.
Players down all over the place.
Looks like it was going to be a trip.
Panthers will get away with it. Holding it now is Farkas. Heavily pressured by Clark. Forced to go back to Ford. Jumbo's pushing this Panthers side back to the midfield line. Heavy pressure. 57 to play in the first quarter. At the X, Curtis. McCarthy. Again, the Panthers really rotating around the top. We've seen a lot more than working the X offense through Curtis, which is a little surprising given how prolific Curtis has been. The shot taken there from Hickey, but it will go wide. Curtis able to pick it up, though. Curtis here. Runs all the way around himself, takes a shot. Again, wide. Will be Panthers' ball. 25 to play. 19 the shot clock. White. A lot of pressure on him. Takes a low shot. Garzone gets it. Might have been his foot. Jumbos have 10. Running up quickly are the Jumbos. Lewis Timmons.
Wow.
And the Jumbos convert. Wow, 1.8 seconds on the clock. The Jumbos are there.
That was an 8-second offensive bout. An 8-second offensive tilt, and that's all it took.
Looks like it was Panagopoulos who had that one. Defenseman coming in clutch.
That always gets the team riled up. If you get a defender goal, it's so exciting.
Jumbos really capitalized on the transition so far. 3 to play. Face off, Salcido versus Monroe. Just the two of them fighting each other, and we will not see who gets to pick that up as the first quarter expires. Jumbos up 5-0 off of very much a transition-based offense that has caught the Panthers lacking. We will take a quick break, be back for the second quarter. Welcome back here. We have clarification. That goal was scored by Jack Regneri. And Regneri has been quite a player for the Jumbos this season. He has recently been named a member of the Tewaaraton Award watch list, which is for the best college lacrosse player, men's lacrosse player in the country, not just 2-3, but he has certainly earned it. 144 career goals, 8th all-time in Jumbos history, and he's only a junior. 146 now, take that after scoring 2 today. He also leads the team in goals despite missing 3 games. He's at 36 on the season. He also holds the Tufts record, which he set earlier this year on Battlefield with 9 goals in a single game against Trinity. He's tied for the Tufts single game record for goals. So expect him to get plenty more today. Back of the face-off, it will be Salcedo versus Monroe. Still on the ground. Quite the scrum here in the middle. Pops out, and the Panthers will scoop it up. And we'll go back to Kern, who chests it. Fun way to control the ball. Clarify, that was a Ruiz. Panthers clear effectively. But we'll settle again into that settled set offense. Not choosing to opt like the Jumbos had with the quick offense.
Dodge at the top. Passing wide. And a shot.
And a goal.
Big step down goal from the wing.
And the Panthers able to get on the board. Quite a good start for this second quarter for the Panthers. They really have to get themselves a strong core if they want to get themselves back in a close game against the Jumbos. We've seen the Jumbos pull away in games like we saw this week against Bates. They got a massive win. It was a close first quarter, 3-2, but ended up converting quite soundly with a emphatic win in that NESCAC matchup. It'll be Merrill here against Monroe. Merrill wins it himself. Looks quickly to the Jumbos to attack. Regneri here. Already on 2 goals today. Behind the back. 2 behind the back attempts for the Jumbos. They're getting a bit flashy here. That one goes wide from Eddinghausen. This is a Jumbos team that clearly seems quite confident. Hauser on the X. Finds Kelly. Takes the shot. Saved by Kern. Hauser will get there. No trouble. Shot clock will reset. Regneri will slow it down here. Hauser does a little spin and takes a shot. Also wide, but the Jumbos will get there.
The Jumbos love this solo dodge game. But let's see if they can get a feed here.
Tagliaferri. Yeah, a lot of Jumbos who can take on their player and get a shot off. Switch to Kelly. Kelly gets checked. Jumbos will reset here. Hauser shot.
Illegal pick. Garrett Kelly is not using his body correctly, and it cost them an offensive possession.
Quite a long one at that, as they had lots of chances there to get it away, but just unable to pull it off. Unfortunate pick there from Kelly. Panthers look to attack now. Panthers quite happy to play out here behind the restraining line as they look to reset their offense. Thorndike. White. Curtis looks himself, and he gets it. Billy Curtis cutting in on the guard zone with space and slots it away.
Middlebury already looking to define this quarter as theirs.
Certainly have been, and who else would look to do that than their star man, Billy Curtis. Curtis, as mentioned in the pregame, leads the team in both goals and assists. You can see why he often likes that X position. We haven't seen them use the X as much in that first quarter, but already looking there in the second one. It will be Merrill against Monroe yet again in the face-off. Ball stuck.
Looks
Pops
like their
out.
sticks are. Oh, there we go.
Still bouncing around. Players going down all over the place. Looks like it was a trip on the Panthers. Jumbo's with the ball.
I think he ended up tripping on his own stick. Could have been pushed in the back, though.
Also very possible. Ball is short to Red, and the Panthers will win it. Unfortunate turnover from the Jumbos.
They're not valuing the ball today.
Jumbo's coaching staff upset, but that will not slow down the Panthers. And it's
Wow.
an immediate goal for the Panthers. Great shot there, Ryan McGlowland. Going quickly, Panthers getting themselves back in this game. It's 5-3 now, Marcus.
There's an air of confidence in the Middlebury bench, that's for sure. I can tell you that. They are transferring the ball quick now.
Yeah, they're
not slowing down.
Happy to go more into that transition. Jumbos were a bit flustered after that turnover. The bench incensed, but the excellent quick play by McGloin gets the Panthers within 2. Salcido will win the faceoff cleanly this time. And keeps going, Salcido. Hauser at the X. Regneri. He's got Ko coming in now. And Red. Regneri's shot goes wide. No trouble for the Jumbos to get there first. Ettinghausen with it. Find Ko. Hauser now takes on his man. Heavy pressure from the Panthers. He got a bit of space. Will not take it. Ettinghausen gets it back to Ko at the X. Pass drops, but scooped up by Hauser. Hauser looks to take on his man here. Regneri! Hat trick in the first half from Jack Regneri. Great top corner shot there from the junior.
Shot placement is incredible. Yeah, they just took advantage of the adjacent side at the top of the box, at the top of the offensive area.
Panthers defense looked like it got a little bit out of shape there after the ball was dropped by Hauser. And once Hauser came back in, Regneri had some space to look for it. It'll be Salcido again versus Monroe. Salcedo wins it again. Monroe, the man we talked about coming into this game, has not had the impact from the faceoff that we expected so far. Regneri. Jumbos look to get themselves back into that comfortable lead they had to start the quarter, but that shot will go very high.
They're just letting them fly at this point.
Jumbos will recover it, though. Hauser. Tagliaferri at the X. Hauser, getting the ball just bouncing around a little bit out of control for the Jumbos.
Uncharacteristic of him.
Kelly. Emsing to Tagliaferri. Cutting in is Regneri.
Wow.
4 already for Jack Regneri. He is dominant.
That's what happens if you sleep on him.
Regneri with the run in there, able to get found by Tagliaferri and slotted away by the Tewaaraton watch list player. He has been just absolutely phenomenal. Looking possibly to match that or beat his own single game career record. Already at 20 minutes in this game. If he keeps at this rate, he will certainly surpass that record. But going to be a challenge against this tough Panthers defense. Jumbos lead back to 4. It'll be Merrill against Monroe here. Pops out and Merrill will recover it. Jumbo's dominant from the face-off circle so far. Still Merrill. Finally, it will dump it off, and Tagliaferri will re-enter the game.
The Jumbos are doing a good job of keeping the ball. When they keep the ball behind at X, all the Middlebury heads turn, and that allows players like Jack Regneri to cut down from the top, find a slot.
Tagliaferri running in toward that X you're talking about, Marcus. Looks to cut it himself. Goes just wide. But Jumbos will put a lot of pressure in. Will they win the ground ball? Yes, they will. Oh, Emsing gets it. Tagliaferri now on the GLE. Or takes back to Emsing. Cutting in. Ragnari almost has another one, but Jumbo scoop it up again. Scrum down the middle, ball on the ground. Emsing is there. Kelly. Emsing thought about it. Kelly, the hero against Wesleyan, and his shot will go high. But once again, Jumbo's first to get there to win the ball back. Tagliaferri. Kelly, again from the top. And the shot from Hauser goes in, and the Jumbos are back up to a 5-goal lead. Middlebury's strong start erased by this Jumbo's offense.
That was not a high-effort goal, in my opinion. I mean, there wasn't a lot of movement. It was just a simple dodge down straight, and then finding the man to the left who was wide open. We saw that with another one of the Ranieri goals. So it doesn't look like Tufts is doing anything too complicated to generate their goals.
Possibly takes some disorganization on this Middlebury defense side if they can allow those goals that simply. And also just Jumbo's clinical from the finishing. It'll be Merrill against, it's no longer Monroe for the Panthers. It is now Filippelli. Ball popping around. And Jumbos will win it with Merrill. Cardinals trying everything here. Panthers, sorry, trying everything here. Ragnari. Jumbos attacking quickly. Hauser at the X. Coe squares up to his man. Give me a timeout here from Coach Adolfo. Jumbo's looking very, very strong in this second quarter. It's the really second portion of the second quarter we've seen so far. The Panthers started very well getting those 2 goals, but this Jumbo's offense has just been relentless.
You can't let them get on a run either because they won't stop.
Yeah, and we've seen that from this Jumbo's side time and time again. One thing we talked about in this game, Jumbos lead the nation in their clear percentage. They are perfect today on the clears, 9-9. Panthers, 1 mistake, 9-10 on the clears, but it has been a pretty relatively turnover-less game. 8 turnovers total, 4 from each side, but we have seen that the weather has had an impact in those. It's been a lot of, rather than missed passes, a lot of just sloppy drops and ground balls scooped up by the opponents.
Only 2 of those turnovers have been caused, both by Tufts.
Yeah, the weather certainly playing a role in that. It is quite chilly here, but in my opinion, the stat that has defined at least this game so far, 15-5 on the ground balls of the Jumbos.
Yeah.
They have been winning those hustle effort times, winning those scrums, and coming away with possession, which gives them more chance to take those shots. They do lead by 10 in the shots department as well. So it has been, that I think has been a defining characteristic of this game so far. The Jumbos just out hustling the Panthers in points here.
A lot of those ground balls are coming off of the face-offs, and Tufts is 9-12 in face-offs already today. So this big stat that allows them to keep that ball.
And the Jumbos have been, both Merrill and Salcedo have had very much success in the face-off department. Little surprised, honestly, coming in. I thought the Panthers would do a little bit stronger in the face-offs, but they have plenty of time to fix that. But they're going to not have to not let the Jumbos pull too far ahead before they get these fixes. Hopefully this timeout will allow the Panthers to reset a little bit. Hauser goes himself, saved by Kern. And the Panthers get away from that possession, looking to clear here. Clearing is Ruos. And he fails, goes right to Red. Jumbos immediately stop. The Panthers clear. Jackson Red looks to take himself. Nope. Cutting in, diving goal there from Joey Kraft.
Acrobatic goal. An acrobatic goal. That's how I like to describe that one.
Putting his body on the line. Kraft jumping, catching, and throwing all at the same time. Excellent athleticism at display here.
I wonder if that's part of his wall ball routine. I wonder if he's jumping around while he's passing the ball to himself.
Certainly showing off his mastery of the lacrosse gameplay there, so well done. It'll be Salcedo here once again going off against Filippelli. Ball still to the ground. Everyone falling over. And I think the turf might have caused Salcedo to slip there, losing the ball as the Panthers will get the ground ball and emerge victorious from the face-off for the first time in a little bit.
First offensive possession for Middlebury in a while. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, they really need to get a dent in this Jumbo's lead. Already up to 6. They started the quarter off really promising, but it's been certainly a slump in these last 4 or 5-ish minutes. Panthers attacking here with Jamin. Ball on the ground, but scooped up. They'll go back all the way to Thorndike. Coming in as Thorndike still. Curtis, certainly in a bright spot of this Middlebury offense. But Jumbo's able to shut it down as they look to continue their perfect clear record so far. Slowing it down. Back to Garzone. Big throw. And snagged by Lewis Timmons, a two-sport athlete. But the Panthers able to force a turnover here. Quick, very quick lacrosse so far as both teams not having much time on their offensive side.
I wonder what Middlebury is going to try this time. Last time they got a little confused in the clear, so.
Panthers will slow it down here once they have passed that half-field line. Squaring up now is Farinacci. McCarthy now. It's checked a few times. Ball pops out of Curtis's stick.
Yeah,
and then Jumbo scoop it up. Another turnover for the Panthers here.
It's a slippery ball today, and the mesh is definitely going to be slipping around everyone's stick, so
Jumbo
it's no
successfully
surprise.
clear here. Regneri tries to do it himself. Still Regneri. Takes a shot, but a little wide. I think Regneri is very confident at the moment for sure after scoring 4 already, but that might have been a little ill-advised.
Maybe he's already thinking about chasing that 9-goal record.
Yeah. Yep. As we have Hauser here facing against Ruas. Kelly. Kelly checked hard, takes the shot. Will go wide right. Panthers will call a timeout here. Coach Campbell will get a chance to speak to his players after they try to get themselves back into this game, which is really starting to slip away from them.
Yep, entertaining dodge from Garrett Kelly there. He's one of the bigger bodies on the Tufts offensive program, so we see him using the bull dodge a lot, so he'll like dip his shoulder and he'll just try and basically run through his defender.
Yeah, staying at 6'3", Kelly, certainly a player who has a bit more size to him. And we saw in that last week game, we talked about it a little bit, but that Wesleyan game went down to overtime, really tight. Kelly, the hero, able to score, got himself NESCAC Player of the Week in men's lacrosse. So this Jumbo side has a lot of players who can be that hero. We talk about Regneri all the time. He is phenomenal. But Enninghausen, Tagliaferri, Kelly, we've seen
You could keep going.
just so many different Jumbos stepping up and getting those goals. That's what you need from a team that has these national championship ambitions, that a team that currently #1 in the Inside Lacrosse rankings, #2 in the MPI rankings, and still looking to continue their unbeaten NESCAC and Division III record here. Panthers hope to come out of this timeout with a little bit more defensive organization and offensive acumen as they look to get themselves back into this one. 5 minutes to go in the quarter.
Interesting point to call a timeout. And your own defensive half is interesting for sure.
I think Coach Campbell did not like the way that the game was looking at that point. Maybe the way that the defensive setup was looking against this Jumbo's settled set.
Looks like there are 2 deep holes up at the top half of. Looks like a zone, maybe.
Regneri. Kelly. Again, trying to take it himself. Finds Emsing. Emsing looks back post, and he finds Max Enninghausen, who's able to get his second goal of the game. Great feed from Will Emsing.
So what went on during that timeout?
Yeah, certainly not as defensively organized as we were expecting from this Panthers side.
Tufts loves those skip passes, too. They'll find long passes. They're not afraid of the long passes. Not even their goalie. He's always hucking long passes.
Certainly, Garzone likes to try to find those clear breaking passes immediately.
Seems like a procedure. Maybe a false start on Middlebury Panthers face-off. And it'll be Jumbo's ball.
Emsing coming back in after that assist. Little low for Agneri, ball bouncing around, and it'll be a turnover for the Jumbos. Henry Tarr with it here. High pressure from the Jumbos, but the Panthers will escape. Eddinghausen was putting a lot of stress on this Panthers clear.
Ooh.
And a turnover for the Panthers. That is a really unfortunate, unforced error there. Do have to give a little bit of credit, though. The Jumbos putting a good amount of pressure on the Panthers, but that's a pass you really should be missing at this level.
Jumpers are doing a great job slowing down the clear, for sure.
Kelly here. Once again, looking to take his man on. Fighting hard against McGloin. He beats him. Emsing here, crossing the GLE. Emsing. Back post. Great save from Kern. The crease violation, Panther ball.
Let's see what they can do. Hopefully they can run it. They spent a lot of time passing. If they get someone to run it by through the clear, they
Certainly.
might have a better chance.
It hasn't
There
really.
we go.
It looks like they heard you there, Marcus. As Ross will break the clear. And the Panthers will score. Great finish there. It looked like that was from Logan White.
Great way to build momentum there. It starts with a simple clear, breaking through the ride, and just finding the man in front of the crease. And he dunks it in.
That was actually Patrick Jamin who had that one. That would be his first goal of the game so far, but he's a player that the Panthers will want to get going. Third in the team in goals, second in assists, 18 goals, 19 assists coming into this game today. Back to the faceoff, Merrill versus Monroe. Merrill continually hounded by Monroe. Can't quite scoop it up. Still a ground ball. And it looks like a shove on the Panthers. Nope. It'll be Panthers ball.
This is big for them. Another opportunity to score a goal, cut down this lead before half.
Yeah, Panthers hoping to build some momentum here after getting that first one, winning the face-off. And now wanting to get themselves this deficit down to, I think, 4.5 would be a feasible comeback, but less than that would definitely be a lot more challenging. Thorndike. DeMille. Still DeMille. Gets checked, goes down, shoots. Garzone there for it. Garzone with a man on him. Forward, but able to make the pass.
A slower clear than usual for Tufts.
Back to Garzone. Deep pass. And an excellent find there, getting in Eddinghausen. Hauser. Hauser runs all over and shoots low and gets it to go. Hauser, solo goal, excellently well done.
We see a lot of those for Tufts. A lot of solo goals. That was another great one. Punching from X, coming from behind X. And it really, that's a difficult shot to take. I mean, all your momentum is going away from the goal, and you got to spin around.
Back to the face-off here. It's Merrill versus Monroe. Jammed in between them. Still the two of them fighting off. quite the face-off here. Neither one giving any to the other. Finally it pops out, and Merrill will scoop it off. Up. Big win there for Merrill. Regneri. Rain picking up here, as is the wind. Apologies if you can hear that on our mics. It is quite the chilly day here on Bello. Boco rotates back. Ettinghausen heavily pressured by O'Connor. Stutter step, spin. He's got another one on him now. Would be Curran. Back to Ettinghausen to Regneri. Cuts in. The shot saved by Garzone. Ball up in the air. Players down all over the place.
Shot saved
Scooped
by
up by
Curran.
Hauser. The pass to Coe missed, and the Panthers will win the turnover.
30 seconds to convert.
Panthers look to clear quickly. As mentioned, not much time on the clock. Down to 20 for the Panthers.
And they get their clearing time.
But with a
now
shot
what?
at time, 15
Yeah.
seconds, still at the half line of the Panthers.
High pressure from the Bows, too.
Running in now, McCarthy. Curtis runs into three jumbos, pops it out. White, will he have time? He will not. That will win the quarter. Chaotic into the quarter. Jumbos up 11-4, extended their lead by 2 in this quarter after a strong start from the Panthers. Really, Jumbos establishing their dominance in this game. 11-4 heading into the half. Marcus, any closing thoughts on this first half?
Closing thoughts. Okay, I think face-offs have to be sort of cleaned up. We've spent a lot of time on the face-off dot. Both of these teams have been sort of battling there. And I think if these can swing more towards Middlebury's way, then they'll have more opportunities to use their passing offense to generate some more goals. And I think that's what they're going to do in the next half.
It has certainly been a dominant half from the Jumbos, not only at the face-off dot, but also just all across the board. We will take a quick break. We'll be back with you for the second half. And welcome back to Bellow Field. While we were away, the team honored the 2015 national title winning side that had quite the performance. 10-year anniversary of that national title the Jumbos had. Their most recent until last year when they were champions of Division III. But today is senior day, and we're going to be honoring the seniors that have had such an impressive time here in their career as Jumbos. This senior class of Ben Friedman, Kai Solomon, Del Risto, Sam Frisoli, Max Melton, Joey Kraft, Patrick Merrill, Lewis Timmons, Joey Waldbaum, George Panagopoulos, Callum Wood, Michael Ayers, and Braun Lip have had a strong time here as Jumbos. A 70-7 record in their time at Tufts, 2 NESCAC championships, 1 NCAA championships, and every year that they have been to the NCAA tournament, they have been to a Final Four, 3 times in the Final Four, hoping to continue that streak this year. So quite a strong time from this senior class. They will be honored in more detail after the game today, but we want to give them a shout out here. It has been a privilege to watch them here at JumboCast over these last few years. The faceoff goes, and Salcido will take it. Monroe, again, struggling from the faceoff position. Still not near that record that he's striving to achieve today. Regneri. Here's Hauser. Squaring up against Ross. Tagliaferri. Tagliaferri still. Kelly. Off the screen from Tagliaferri. Coming in is Kelly. Emsing now. Ball on the ground. But Tagliaferri's there. Tagliaferri shot. Goes low and will go out. Jumbo's ball.
Did that go off the pipe?
Looks like it was off the pipe, yes. Tagliaferri at the X. Throws to Kelly. Here's Hauser. Shot low from Regneri. Bounces right to Tagliaferri.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Ball tossed in, but shot low. The race to the line. They're going to say that goes Jumbo's ball, much to the dismay of the Middlebury bench. Tagliaferri. Kelly on the GLE. Cutting in now. Hauser. Kelly over the shoulder. Looks like it hit Kern in the chest, and Kern will scoop it up. Well played by the Panthers goalkeeper.
Great clear here for the Panthers.
Very quick clear indeed, as that was Spare who ran all the way up. But ball drops again. They're fighting for the ground ball, but it will be scooped up by Ford. Jumbo's quite weak on this right side, so Ford runs over, but Jumbo's defense adjusts as expected.
Panthers getting no breathing room here.
Jamin disrupted by the Jumbos and scooped up. Great defensive play by, well, Jumbos will turn it over on the ride. Looks like that was Bayer who had the defensive play. Sorry, Ayers.
Jumbos have 4 caused turnovers this game, so their defense is clearly working.
Thorndike sends it off to Jamin.
Almost another here.
Ball on the ground again, but will be scooped up by White. Coming in is White. Jumbo's defense forces him back out. Thorndike. On the X, Curtis finds Ford. White now. Still White. Thorndike, long-range shot. Will go long. Panthers will get there in time. There's a whistle in the field. Will still be Panthers ball. Thorndike again. White switch successful. Curtis's shot goes wide right. Couldn't tell quite there if he was passing or shooting. Had a player right there, but either way, it did not work. Jumbos will look clear.
Which kind of clear are we going to see? Is it going to be a guard zone Hail Mary pass or not?
Looks like it will be a Hail Mary pass swatted away, but Jumbos will scoop it up. That was a pass from Ayers. Emsing, big switch to Regneri. Still Regneri. Regneri will reset to Kelly. Kelly running in fast. Taken down. Jumbo's bench, very upset about that. Gonna be contact, it will be Jumbo's ball.
I believe they were pushing him while he was on the ground, and that's
Can't be doing that, no. Kelly here. Fighting again. Regneri, 5. Jack Regneri, top left corner. Barely even celebrates at this point. It's just every day for him.
That was so quick and easy.
You can't give a player like Jack Regneri space like that. He will punish you, and that he does. Finding a brilliant shot in that top left corner. Not much Kurt can do about it. Regneri on 5 for the day.
The Panthers almost stopped that from happening, too, on the ride. They got a nice tip on the clearing pass, but unfortunately they could not get it away from the Jumbos.
It will be Saucedo versus Monroe here. And Monroe, 4 for 13 on the faceoff so far today. He needs 2 more to tie the Middlebury career record. He's now 1 away, winning that one. 5 for 14 is Monroe. Looking to get that Middlebury career record for faceoffs. Big throw will find the Panther in Hickey as the Panthers clear effectively there. Not going for the solo clear, instead going for the deep pass. McCarthy finds Curtis. Curtis knocked out, and the Jumbos force a turnover there.
Another cause turnover. Should be 5 now.
10 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Score remaining at 12-4. Jumbos get another force there as Bo Coe will bring it up.
Nobody on the midline there from the Panthers.
Not a heavy ride for the Panthers in this game so far. Ball dropped by Ettinghausen, but he will scoop it back up. Coe. Red. Cutting in. Back to Coe. Switch to Hauser. Tries to find Red in the middle. He goes low, but great save from Kern. Regneri. Another excellent save from Kern. And the Jumbos will cut in, though. That was Hauser, I believe, who had that one.
There's only so much Kern can do. I mean, you can't just leave him alone to eat shots like that.
Yeah, no, you cannot, especially with the amount of space the Jumbos had there. Hard to tell still if that was Regneri or Kern who had or Hauser who was the one who put that away, but excellent work for the Jumbos offense nonetheless. It will be Monroe versus Merrill here. Monroe hoping to tie the career record for Middlebury faceoff wins, but he will not this time. Merrill scoops it up. Merrill has been quite strong for the faceoff dot so far this game, putting up some pretty impressive numbers. I believe he is 6 for 9 in this game. Salcedo at 5 and 7 as well. The Jumbos really dominant from the faceoff dot so far today. Red here, working on O'Connor. Rotate back to Regneri, the X. Big switch to Coe. Thinks about it. Decides not to. Gets a check from Ross. Hauser. Throw goes long for Red. It will be Panthers ball.
The Tufts keep operating through X, and I think it's good because if there are any turnovers like that, it really slows down and it lengthens the transition from defense to offense for the Panthers.
Panthers are able to clear successfully, as they now have Jamin, who found White now. Here's Demali, sorry. Jamin finds Ford, who goes low, but Garzone is there for it. One of the best looks the Panthers have had so far this quarter, but not able to test the Jumbo's keeper that much. Garzone up for it. Jumbo's good clear of errors here. Defenseman finds Rigneri, heavy pressure, but he will escape it. Excellent dodge from Ettinghausen, and take a bow. Max Ettinghausen puts his Middlebury defender on his butt and slots it away effortlessly. Excellent work, excellent footwork, and excellent agility from Max Ettinghausen on senior day, getting the goal. Phenomenal job.
Nice little shimmy move there to shake his defender, and I saw the entire Tufts bench erupt after that one.
And the Jumbos now have a 10-goal lead on this Panthers side. It will be Filippelli back in the face-off dot, facing off against Merrill here. And Filippelli wins it, sending it out to his teammate in Crispino. Crispino here.
Double
Heavy
teamed.
pressure. But he is up for it. Crispino, he is able to find McCarthy. Here's White. Farinacci. Heavy pressure from the Jumbos. McCarthy. Stick popped out. White on the ground. Ball still on the ground. Panthers eventually get there. Nope, still the ground. And Jumbo's having with Ayers. The deep hole wins it. Panthers outraged as the pass. Jumbo's unable to clear for the first time this game.
The Panthers were asking for a trip on that last play, but it looks like they ended up with the ball, which is the prized possession.
Panthers looking to attack quickly. The shot goes long. It's going to be Jumbo's ball. It's like Garzone won the race there. Impressive from the goalkeeper.
Great effort from Garzone there. Middlebury a little confused in their substitution game here.
Garzone will look to clear. Going for that long pass he's so known for. Or just scoring! Garzone sees the opportunity and finds it. That's not something you see every day. Your grad student keeper shooting from long range and putting it away.
Is that his first of the career?
We will confirm on that, but that is quite an impressive finish from Garzone. Great awareness of the field, seeing the space and taking the shot. And his team, understandably, very excited for him. Wow.
That'll be on a highlight reel.
That will be. It will be Filippelli versus Merrill again. And it looks like they're going to call that for the... To clarify, that was actually not Garzone. He is no longer in net. That was Ben Friedman. So, phenomenal goal from Ben Friedman. Great eye, great catch, and that would be a good goal for the senior here on senior night. Rigneri. Ettinghausen. And Kern is there. It will go wide. Jumbo ball.
Jumbos have a great organized offense, and they always keep a man behind an X, even if the ball's up top, so they don't lose possession after a missed shot, which is a little different from what Middlebury's had trouble with this game. Battle at the top. Kelly letting it fly.
Go to Kern, who will now look to start the Panthers ride. Sorry, clear. Panthers slowing it down. Kern maybe thinking about a shot of his own, but he will not. No, he's not going to try to replicate what Friedman just had. A pass from Ross. Ross, the deep pull, still up. He has played a bit of the midi position as well so far today. Thorndike. Okay, here comes Ross now. Makes a little bit more sense. The shot from White will go long, but picked up by the Panthers. Curtis with it now. Curtis will make the run himself. Finds White. Beats his player. Cutting in is Damali. Excellent finish from Damali. Going to that top left corner, beating Friedman. And the Panthers have a goal in this second half.
Great two-man game in the bottom half of that field. And they were able to free somebody up and slot it into the top left corner. Great shot placement. I'd like to see a lot more of that from Middlebury.
Excellent conversion from the Panthers. Question is it too little, too late? We will see, but this 10-goal lead still for the Jumbos. It will be Filippelli versus Salcido. Monroe not going to get the chance to tie the career record here. Pops out, and Salcido will win it. Jumbos continuing to have lots of success at that face-off dot. Running all around is Hauser. Tries to go low. It will go wide. Jumbos will win the race. Eddinghausen at the X. Still Eddinghausen.
Tufts substituting a little.
Finds Regneri, bounces around, saved by Kern, and will pop out. Still co-fighting here. Ball on the ground. Give me a whistle here. Timeout. Excellent work from Coach Donalfo to find that timeout, save his player, get the Jumbos to keep the ball. This is what you see from a coach of the caliber that we've seen from Coach Donalfo.
Yeah, it's not only keeping possession, but protecting his player, too, which I like.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there from Regneri, but Coach Donalfo will save him as the Jumbos will retain possession. Up 10, 3 to go in this third quarter. And it has certainly been a bit of a one-sided game, especially after that dominant first quarter. The Jumbos had that 5-0 lead, and the Panthers have not closed it past that since those first few minutes of that second quarter.
And we've seen a lot of special talent coming out of the Tufts bench, too. Some creative goals, some unique goals.
I think so. I think Friedman will be very proud of that goal. Quite a great find from him. Seeing the Middlebury net a bit empty, seeing that he had the shot to take, and he will take it. And excellent work from the senior keeper. My apologies on the call. We did not realize it had switched from Friedman to Garzone. So from Garzone to Friedman, but Friedman deservingly getting the flowers he should have for a finish like that on senior day. Great job from the senior.
This will be his 10th game he's played this season.
Yeah, still getting a good amount of game time, especially because this Jumbo side has had some of those blowouts where they are able to rotate their keepers a bit more, get more experience for the other players on this roster, not just Garzone. And the Jumbos will reset with the ball here as Ko. He's got, doesn't quite work to get to Del Cristo. As the Panthers will clear here. Jumbos put a lot of pressure here, but excellent spin move there from Jamin as he clears it himself. Back to Jamin, behind the back shot, and it will bounce free to Damali, but that goal really deserves the credit to Jamin, who did clear himself, cuts through, takes the behind the back shot, bounces up, and Damali able to get the rebound. But great offensive possession for the Panthers. really showing they're capable of coming out of that timeout, and that's really promising signs for the Panthers.
The one-man clear has been working for him. It's worked a little bit in the first half, and here it is again. I think it's a great option for a clear because it generates momentum from the get-go. You have a guy running in. So he's got momentum built up for a dodge immediately, and I think that's what generates those quick goals.
It will be back out now is Monroe, hoping to get that. Could be a false start. Will go to the Panthers. But that will not be a face-off win credited to Monroe, so he does not get the career record yet.
Still time in the game.
Still plenty of time. Would love to see that happen today.
Dodge down the wing. Ball behind at X.
Here's White. Still White. Looks to Curtis. He'll reset here with McCarthy.
Passes are looking a lot cleaner now.
Curtis. Billy Curtis takes the shot. It will go wide. The race will be won by the Panthers with Hickey. Freeman making a good effort for it, but Hickey will get there.
Good save from Friedman. Ball bouncing up. Jumbo ball.
Well won by the Jumbos as they look to clear themselves. Big switch. Works effectively as the Jumbos will have it here with Harrison Stockdale. But the Jumbos unable to fully possess the ball as they had another turnover. A minute to go for the Panthers to score. But a serious check there from the Jumbos. That was from Brooks Burns. Ball all over the place. Ball drops by the Jumbos and cleared by the Panthers. 40 seconds to go. Chaos in this last minute. Very, very long shot. Almost over the net from the Panthers. But they will win the race. Quite the end of this quarter, Marcus.
Jake, this has been exciting to watch.
Certainly, I've barely had time to catch my bearings here. It's 37 seconds here. 30. It will be down to 30 as Javen has it. Thornpike.
I say use the shot clock.
Cutting in and finishing is Will Ford as the Panthers get 2 goals to end off this quarter. Going to be a tough comeback attempt, but they're certainly giving themselves that option as it is now 15-7. Panthers taking advantage of this short amount of time and able to capitalize on some Jumbo errors.
Great playing from the Panthers here. I'm excited to see them continue to cut down this lead.
That'll be Ford's second goal of the game. Here comes the face-off. Pops out. And it will be won by the Panthers. And there's going to be some issues as the clock continued to run while the ball was out of play. They're going to have to reset that.
Give some rest time to the players as well. I see some organizing going on the field by some of the Panthers.
It does give them a couple seconds to plan this final few seconds of the game for themselves.
Now with
They've
the ball.
dropped the clock to lower after that. That is surprising. Referee's going to try to fix that real quick. It is 7 seconds. That makes a little bit more sense. As the Panthers will have, I think, enough time to get a good shot off here. Jamin will take it himself, and it will go long, and that will end off the quarter. 15-7 going into the fourth is the score. And we will take a quick break. We'll be back with you for the final quarter of action in this NESCAC battle. And we are back. We have had clarification over the quarter that Friedman has scored 1 goal previously in his career against Illinois Wesleyan. So this is Ben Friedman's 2nd career goal coming on senior night, coming from a long-range shot. Certainly impressive from the senior.
That's definitely a stat to wear with pride.
2 goals as a keeper, certainly a strong stat to have. It will be Merrill versus Monroe here at the face-off. Ball bounces out, and Merrill scoops it up. Certainly had Monroe's number in that face-off dot so far. Finds Ben Versoli. Versoli tries to take it himself.
I wonder if he got the green light for that from Donalfo.
And Versoli will check off after that. Kelly and Emsing coming on. Ball with Tagliaferri here. He's got Emsing's screen, but chooses not to take it. Still Tagliaferri at the X. Still Tagliaferri. He will find his teammate in Melton. Kelly slips again. Heavy pressure from the Panthers. Kelly will find Emsing. Jumbo's 13 to shoot. The attempt from Callum Wood, the senior, just a little bit high. Panthers look to clear here. Feels like the temperature has dropped about 5 degrees in the last few minutes as it is getting very cold here.
Panthers getting a nice easy clear here.
Able to clear effectively. It's still Ross. The deep hole tries the shot, but will be picked up by Friedman. Jumbos will slow down the clear. Friedman. Keeper very much ready for a Friedman shot at this point. But the Jumbos clear effectively. Not much pressure on the ride from the Panthers. Here's Kelly. Still Kelly. Takes the shot. Goes wide left. Jumbos will win the race. Scooped up by would be Callum Wood. Tagliaferri here. Emsing taken down. Ball on the turf. Scooped up by Tagliaferri. Still Tagliaferri. Trying to do things a lot himself in this last few minutes. Back to Emsing. Still Emsing. Finds the shot attempt from Melton. Another senior. Good to see some seniors who don't get quite as much playing time getting some action in this 4th quarter on senior night.
It's great to see new names out here.
This will be the final home men's lacrosse game of the regular season.
Not too many on the season.
Certainly not. It's been unfortunate we haven't seen as many games on Bello here. Ball bouncing all over the turf. Eventually scooped up by the Panthers with McGloin.
A lot more possession for the Panthers in the at the end of the last quarter and the beginning of this quarter.
Yeah, again, the question of too little, too late, but the Panthers certainly putting in a good showing in these last few minutes, and a flag will come out.
Did not quite catch what the cause was.
Not either. Thornpike.
Thorndike.
Thorndike. Thank you. Javen finds Damali. And Damali sends it out for a turnover. Nobody there. Jumbo is perfectly content to take that as the second defensive crew will switch on.
The flag was for a 30. It's 30 seconds to serve. It's going to be Melton for being offsides. a rare occurrence where Middlebury has fewer flags than their opponents.
The Panthers will take the penalty and keep the ball. But it has been a very well-disciplined game. Not too many penalties so far in this one.
It's been pretty tame. But there were a couple times where some of the coaches were asking for some more whistles.
Bit of surprise, honestly, in NESCAC Lacrosse. Tends to be quite a fierce competition between these teams, especially Middlebury and Tufts. No love lost between these two schools.
It's good because the field is dangerous and people are prone to injury on a wet field, so less aggressive play is safer for these athletes.
Freeman will scoop it up, tries to find his teammate, but the pass doesn't work. Players going down all over the place. Jumbos will scoop it up, but it will be called back.
And a flag.
Right as we say, not too many penalties. The Jumbos get another player sent off. This is Ayers here.
I think it was going to be a trip.
It'll be a minute for Ayers.
Full time on the shot clock for the Panthers here.
Man up.
They can use this time.
This is a great opportunity for the Panthers to get another one here. It's still quite the deficit to erase in these 10 minutes. Panthers needing more than double their production in the final 10 minutes of this game than they've had so far in this entire match. Curtis at the X finds Ford. The shot from White, and he gets it. The Panthers get the man-up goal. Good conversion there from White. Gets his 22nd goal of the season.
I was worried they were going to hold on to the ball for a lot longer, but they do need to start churning these goals out. So it's great that they took that shot early on.
Good conversion for the Panthers as they'll be looking to convert a lot more. They will lose the man up, though, because of the goal scored.
Yep.
So that advantage will disappear, but they will be happy to have converted on it. Face-off will return to being Salcido versus Monroe. Salcido gets it behind him, but scooped up by the Panthers. With that, I believe Monroe has broken the the career face-off record for most face-offs won by a Panther ever. Impressive work from the senior. He has certainly had a career to be proud of.
Congratulations to him, and hopefully he can help the Panthers claw their way back into this one.
Yeah, the more face-offs they can win, the more they can get back into this one. But the Panthers unable to convert on that possession. The Jumbos look to clear.
Panagopoulos with that clear.
Jumbos will slow it down here. Melton finds Coe. They'll send Red back in as well. Jackson Red with it. Sophomore content to run around a little bit. Tries to cut in for the X over the GLE. His shot will go far right. And will be Jumbo's ball, though.
No question about the backup on that.
Certainly not. Melton will find Red here. Still Red. To the Kraft. Tagliaferri here. Here's Jackson Red. Stick checked a few times, but will find Kraft, whose shot does go far right, but Jumbo's able to get there yet again. But what the Jumbos are doing, though, is taking a lot of time off this clock. Coe. Tagliaferri slots it in, but the shot unable to go for Wood. But the Panthers turned it over immediately. Not quite sure what was going on there from the Panthers, as Burns will scoop it up and run it up. Here's Red. Takes a shot himself. Falls to Ko, who converts it. Well done by Ko off of the rebound off of Kern, and the Jumbos return their lead to 8.
Quick hands from Ko there, and he allows them to capitalize.
Taking advantage off of Red's shot. Ko, a player who is a consistent rotation member of the Jumbos team, has played every game this season, yet to start, but a player who the Jumbos can rely on off the bench to put in some good numbers.
He started a few games too.
Oh yes, he did start a few games in Ragnari's absence. He started 3 of those, but now that Ragnari's back, he has returned to his role of being a strong weapon off of the bench.
Ko able to slot in 9 goals now in the season, 10 assists as well.
The face-off won by Salcedo here. He will run himself. A lot of pace on Victor Salcedo.
Not quite sure what happened there.
But it will be Panthers' ball. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go for the Panthers. They need 8. More than a goal a minute. Certainly be an impressive comeback if they are able to pull that off, especially against the undefeated and number 1 ranked Jumbos.
8 goals away.
They're going to need to get them fast. Here's to Malley. Thorndike takes it himself. Goes down. And the Jumbos will win the race. Much to the Panthers' frustration on the bench. There's some confusion, but it will go Jumbos' ball. Looking to clear.
Jumbo's going to resort to a longer pass this time.
That's too long of a pass, and turnover on the clear for the Jumbos. Uncharacteristic. Oh, Kern fighting there. Scooped up. Almost well fought there by, I believe that was Melton, who was putting a lot of pressure on Kern. Don't think he saw him there. Almost a terrible error for the Panthers, but they're able to escape it. Kern using his body well. A switch from Javid out to Billy Curtis. Here's to Valley. Curtis to the X. Thorndike. White. The pass will go too far for, that was to Malley. So another turnover for the Panthers. Time slipping away from them. 5:30 to go, but the Jumbos will turn it over. 1-on-1. And well converted from the Panthers with Will Ford. Costly error for the Jumbos, giving the Panthers the ball in a 1-on with the keeper. You always take the attackman there.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic mistakes from the Tufts Jumbos. A lot of turnovers that we've seen in the past couple minutes. So not sure what's going on there, but not taking care of the ball.
Worth noting, it is the Jumbo second team on the defense now. They're second string players who are not quite as clinical and clear as we've seen from the Jumbo's first team, who have been so effective so far this season. It will be Merrill versus Monroe in the faceoff. Monroe just pushes Merrill backward and will win it himself. Well worked from Monroe. White draws 2 Jumbos. Big switch from White. Looking for McCarthy. Ford tries to get another one, but that one will go long. Panthers will get the backup.
Some more offensive organization with the Panthers here.
Ground ball shot there from Hickey, and it will go over the goal. Trying to take advantage of this slippery turf. Not a bad call from Hickey. Here's McCarthy. Farinacci. His shot goes low through the legs of Friedman. A good goal. Could tell if that was Curtis or Farinacci there, but still, Panthers putting a good showing in this fourth quarter. Lead down to 6 as the Panthers definitely making this a little more scary for the Jumbos than it could be.
I know. I think the coaching staff on the Jumbos are a little frustrated with this squad giving up these goals.
And with that, worth noting, the Jumbos' first team defense has returned to the field, or at least several members of it. No surprise there. They don't want to let this get out of hand here. Will be scooped up under heavy pressure was Bonner as the Panthers will win it back again. And another goal! Panthers getting right back into this one. That was Finn McCarthy. It's down to a 5-point deficit. Jumbos will send on their entire rest of the first team defense as this is getting a little nerve-wracking for the Jumbos fans here on Bello. Panthers are hyped.
Friedman stays in. I don't think any of these goals have really been his mistake, so I don't think he's to blame here.
But the Panthers just forcing turnovers on the Jumbos clears and just getting continual opportunities. Momentum is so key in lacrosse, and if momentum can remain on the Panthers' side, you think they have a chance of getting back into this one?
Yes, they do.
That's a brutal mistake for the Jumbos there. Whoa.
Seems like it's been overturned.
Confusing calls. The referees will discuss.
Was it a restraining line violation?
That's what it looked like they called, but it looks like the other judge does not believe it was one. This is the type of thing that can stifle momentum, a long referee call that ends up going against you.
It's going to be Bo's ball.
Going to explain that here to the Middlebury coaching staff what the call was. But the Bows will have the ball here. And this is the type of thing that can really shut down momentum when you get a call that gets changed on you after prolonged time. That does shut down the energy of the game that has certainly been going the Panthers' way in these last few minutes.
Terribly frustrating.
Here's Tagliaferri. Beats his man. Tagliaferri still. And he finds cutting in was Ettinghausen, but a great save from Kern. And it looks like the Panthers are winning the back up.
Energy is back up for the Panthers here.
I see what you did there. But the Panthers will look to clear here. Marcus seemingly confused by his own pun, but it was well worked for those of you who caught it. Still not sure, but Panthers coming in. A great save from Friedman. As you certainly feel if that goal had gone in, panic might start to ensue across Bello.
And now it's the responsibility of this offensive team from the Jumbos to really put one in.
Ball on the ground and a forced turnover by the Cardinals. Tar will clear by the Panthers.
Tar, star defender on the Middlebury Panthers.
Tar takes a long shot, but Friedman yet again is there. Hectic last few minutes as the ball is sent right to the Panthers. Ball on the ground. They're unable to capitalize on the Jumbo turnover. And looking to slow the game down are the Bows. But the Panthers not having any of it, riding very aggressively. And Kelly with space. Still Kelly. Finds Hauser. Jumbo sent in some of their stronger attackers. Regnieri back in the game for the first time in a while. Same with Hauser and Kelly. They cannot let this game slip away from them here. Tagliaferri. Emsing. Jumbo slowing it down here. Letting the clock tick down. Here's Emsing. On the spin. At the exit, Ettinghausen. Tagliaferri with space. He goes low. And the Jumbos will win the race. Get the ball.
This is really draining the opportunities for Middlebury.
Yeah, under 2 minutes to go here. This Jumbo's offensive possession been very effective. Kelly goes through everyone, but Kern makes a great save, and the Panthers will look to clear quickly. 1 minute 40 to go. 5 goals needed. Gunning. Here's White. White getting hacked, takes the shot, deflected, and it will be Jumbo's ball. And that might be it.
Let's see if they want another goal to close it out or whether they're just going to hold it.
The Jumbos have 2 seconds ahead of the play clock is the shot clock, so they do have to take a shot this possession. They can't run it all the way down. Give me a timeout by Coach Adolfo as he figures out how to really finish off this game. They'll be looking to really drain their shot clock down. 61 seconds on the shot clock, 1:02 in the game, as this one looks like it will go Jumbo's way after a bit of a stressful last couple of minutes here for the Bows.
It was a really entertaining watch to see that, to see the Panthers really pull ahead and cut down that lead.
A lot of heart from this Middlebury side, showing a lot of resilience coming back against this Jumbo's team, but looks like it might not be enough, but certainly the type of ending to a game that can bring energy for the remainder of their NESCAC season.
I do think that a lot of those goals for the Panthers were caused by sort of defensive abilities. I think they caused multiple turnovers, which was great to give themselves the ball, and then we also had a lot of face-off wins as well, which allowed them to maintain possession.
The Panthers do have a slightly easier NESCAC season left. They have played a lot of the top NESCAC teams. They have already faced Amherst. They've already faced Bowdoin, Wesleyan, and now Tufts. They do have Trinity still left on their schedule alongside, I believe, Williams. Williams, a strong team in their own right, but the Panthers will like their chances in both of those matchups. Jumbos, on the other hand, yet to play both Bowdoin and Amherst, so those will be exciting matchups that you could watch. Both of them, unfortunately, will not be here on Bellow Field. We would have loved to see them here on JumboCast, but will be exciting matches to watch nonetheless. We're back for the last minute of action in this final quarter of this NESCAC battle. Heavy pressure, and the Panthers will win it.
Seems like it could have been a ward or something to some offensive foul.
That's not something you want to give up at this point in the game. Panthers looking to go quickly. Still feel like time is definitely against them here, but... And that also is not working for their favor as the Jumbos scoop up the ground ball. It's like it's all seniors in the game now for the Jumbos on senior night, honoring the senior class that has done so well with the program. Tagliaferri content to wind it down as a flag thrown, 2 flags thrown.
So there must have been some extra checks in there. Good save, though.
Yep. Call it back for the flags here. It's like coming off will be offside on the Panthers. That would be on Ryan McGloin. Be a 30-second man down, but really 9.4-second man down as 9.4 left in the game. Jumbos will have a brief man-up time. Curious to see if they try to convert on it or if they just content to run it down. But
I think they're going to try to go for a goal.
This Jumbos team, not one to really rest on their laurels. They like to convert. They like to try to score as many as they can.
We've seen a goal in 8 seconds, so.
Looks like they will not do that, though. They will just pass it around. Oh, Tagliaferri thinks about it, chooses not to. And that will be the game. Jumbos on senior day, winning 16-11 against the Middlebury Panthers. Quite the performance from the Jumbos. And they will come home with a NESCAC victory, remaining unbeaten in their season. Panthers now 2 games in a row on a bit of a slide here, but they'll be looking to continue get back to their winning ways in their next matchup. Jumbos will be back in their last home game, of the season against Babson on Tuesday. You can watch that on JumboCast. We will have a broadcast for you for that. We are very excited for that game as well. Jumbos will be facing the number 20 ranked Babson Beavers. We will step aside and then we'll come back and show you a bit of the senior day festivities. Don't go anywhere.
Alright, come on, alright, let's go. You guys walk?
Cedrance, yeah. I know, I'm the difficult one, me and George, but you got George down.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Senior Day here at Tufts University, and the Jumbo's coaching staff and administration would like to take the time to honor its 18 senior student athletes for their hard work, dedication, commitment, and continued excellence of the Tufts University men's lacrosse program. This group of seniors has been part of one of the best times in program history, as the Jumbos have gone an impressive 70-7 overall, while adding an equally impressive 35-2 record within the NESCAC. The group has been part of 3 NCAA tournament teams, 2 NESCAC tournament titles, 2 NCAA finals, and of course last year's NCAA National Championship, the 4th in program history. Now let's meet the seniors. First, a student manager and former player from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, Henry Murray. Murray is joined today by his parents Steve and Sarah, along with his sister Grace. Henry will graduate with a degree in international relations and religion. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Murray. Next, a student assistant coach and former player, Owen Cedrance. Owen is joined today by his parents, Dorian and Noah, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in biology and biomedical sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, Owen Sedransk. Next, a goalkeeper from Newton, Massachusetts. Number 2, Ben Friedman. Friedman is escorted today by his parents, David and Robin, along with his brother, Harry. Friedman will graduate from Tufts with a degree in mechanical engineering and computer science. Ladies and gentlemen, number 2, Ben Friedman. Next, a defender from Dana Point, California, number 4, Kai Solomon. Solomon is the son of Dan and Mary Solomon and will graduate with a degree from Tufts in political science, finance, and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Kai Solomon. Next, a mini from Danville, California, number 7, Charlie Tagliaferri. Tagliaferri is escorted today by his parents, John and Carol, along with his sister, Caroline. Tagliaferri will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, number 7, Charlie Tagliaferri. Next, a mini from Madison, Connecticut, number 10, Cam Del Cristo. Del Cristo is joined on the field today by his mother, Sarah, and father, Carlos, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in mechanical engineering and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 10, Cam Del Cristo. Next, a mini from Westwood, Massachusetts, number 12, Sam Frizzoli. Frizzoli is joined on the field today by his folks, Carrie and Mike, along with his brother, Ben. Frizzoli will graduate with a degree in economics. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 12, Sam Frizzoli. Next, an attack from Rochester, New York, number 13, Max Enhausen. Max is joined today on the field by his parents, Beth and Stephen, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics and international relations. Let's hear it for number 13, Max Enhausen. Next, an attack from Dallas, Texas, number 17, Max Melton. Melton is joined today by his father, Michael, along with his grandfather, Kent, grandmother, Leslie, grandmother, Judy, and grandfather, Luther. He will graduate with a degree in political science. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for number 17, Max Melton. Next up, an attack from Newton, Massachusetts, number 18, Joey Kraft. Kraft is joined today on the field by his parents, Dan and Wendy Kraft, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for number 18, Joey Kraft. Next, the goalkeeper from Malvern, New York, number 19, Connor Garzone. Connor is joined today by parents John and Susan, along with sister Casey, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 19, Connor Garzone. Next, the face-off specialist from Bethesda, Maryland, number 22, Parker Merrill. Merrill is escorted today by his parents, Steve and Sarah, along with his sister, Grace. He will graduate from Tufts with a degree in biopsychology and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, number 22, Parker Merrill. Next committee from Milton, Massachusetts, number 24, Lewis Timmons. Lewis is joined today on the field by his parents, John and Carol, as well as his sister, Jackie. Timmons will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 24, Lewis Timmons.
There. Get me out.
Next, a defender from Denver, Colorado, number 27, Joey Waldbaum. Waldbaum is escorted today by his parents, Abby and Greg, as well as his brother, Max. Waldbaum will graduate with a degree in biology. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 27, Joey Waldbaum. Next, a defender from Old Brookville, New York, number 43, George Panagopoulos. Panagopoulos is joined today on the field by his parents, Joanne and John, and he will graduate from Tufts University with a degree in history and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 43, George Panagopoulos. Next, a senior attack from New Canaan, Connecticut, number 47, Callum Wood. Wood is joined today on the field by his parents, Vanessa and Kevin, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics, finance, and entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 47, Callum Wood. Next, a senior defender from Hamilton, Massachusetts, number 51, Michael Ayers. Ayers is escorted today onto the field by his mother Kate and father Andy, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in economics and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 51, Michael Ayers. And lastly, a senior defender from Parkton, Maryland, number 66, Braun Libby. Braun is joined on the field today by his parents, Wendy and Adam, and will graduate from Tufts with a degree in computer science and economics. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for number 66, Braun Lippy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tufts men's lacrosse team and athletics department thanks these amazing 18 individuals for all of their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the program, and wishes them all of the best in their future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for your Tufts University men's lacrosse senior class of 2025.